Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, we've got some exciting news that could completely shake up the Dallas Cowboys' future and the entire NFC East. That's right. We're talking about the potential move of Beathard to the Cowboys. Now, if you're a Cowboys fan, you know that this team has had a very interesting quarterback situation in recent years. With Dak Prescott leading the way, there's always been a sense of stability at the top, but the backup position has often been a little shaky. In recent seasons, the backup quarterback role has been filled by various players, and for a while now, the Cowboys have struggled to find a solid two behind Prescott. That brings us to Beathard, the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback, who is rumored to be heading to Dallas. So, what does this mean for the Cowboys' depth chart? What could his arrival mean for the team's future? And, of course, what does it mean for the current backup quarterback situation? Let's dive deep into the details of this potentially game-changing move. Before we get into the analysis, let's quickly talk about who Beathard is for those who might not be fully familiar with him. Beathard was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in the third round of the 2017 NFL Draft. Standing at 6'2" and weighing 219 pounds, Beathard has the physical traits that NFL teams like to see in a quarterback. He started a few games for the 49ers in his first couple of seasons, showing flashes of potential but also struggles. In total, Beathard has played in 19 games with 7 starts and has thrown for over 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. His career passer rating sits at a modest 78.1, and although he's had some ups and downs, there's no doubt that Beathard has a strong arm and the ability to make plays in key moments. So, with that in mind, why would the Cowboys be looking to bring in Beathard as their backup? Well, the short answer is simple: depth. Dallas has struggled in the backup quarterback department in recent years, and although they've had players like Cooper Rush step up in the past, there's no guarantee that any of those backups could step in and lead the team for an extended period should Prescott go down with an injury. And with Prescott's injury history, including the ankle injury that kept him out for a significant portion of the 2020 season, the Cowboys need a solid backup option to help ensure that the team can continue to compete at a high level, even without their franchise quarterback. Let's talk about the current backup situation for a second. Cooper Rush, as mentioned earlier, has been a solid backup for the Cowboys in recent seasons. He stepped in for Prescott in the 2020 season and went 3-1 as a starter, with a very impressive victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Rush proved that he could handle the pressure, and there was even some speculation that he could become the full-time starter if Prescott were to miss extended time. However, we also saw the limitations of Rush's play when the Cowboys relied on him for multiple games. In short, while Rush is a solid backup, he's not the kind of player you want to rely on for a long stretch of games. Now, enter Beathard. Beathard brings a similar skill set to Rush, but with a bit more experience in high-pressure situations. While Beathard hasn't had the most consistent NFL career, he's shown the ability to make some strong throws when it matters. In fact, one of the most exciting things about Beathard is his ability to play well under pressure. Whether it was during his time with the 49ers or his stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Beathard has managed to make plays when the game was on the line. Another thing that makes Beathard an interesting addition to the Cowboys' quarterback room is his ability to move in the pocket. The Cowboys' offense, under offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, is built around a strong passing game, but it also relies on a quarterback who can extend plays with his legs when necessary. While Beathard isn't the most mobile quarterback in the league, he's certainly more nimble than some of the more traditional pocket passers. This could allow him to run some of the more dynamic plays that the Cowboys like to run, particularly if they need him to come in for a game or two. So, What could this move mean for the Cowboys in terms of their playoff aspirations? First and foremost, adding a capable backup quarterback like Beathard provides some much-needed stability behind Prescott. If Beathard can come in and perform at a high level, even in limited snaps, it gives the Cowboys the peace of mind knowing that their quarterback position is solid all the way through the depth chart. In the highly competitive NFC East, where every win counts, having a reliable backup quarterback could make all the difference in the world. Another aspect of this move that is important to consider is the development of the team's young quarterbacks. With Beathard in the room, the Cowboys would have a quarterback who has seen a fair amount of action in the NFL and could help mentor younger players like Will Grier, who is currently on the Cowboys roster. Beathard's experience, coupled with his strong leadership qualities, could be a great asset for the development of the younger quarterbacks in the Cowboys system. But what about Dak Prescott? Does the addition of Beathard as a backup quarterback mean that the Cowboys are looking to replace Prescott? Absolutely not. Let's get one thing straight. Dak Prescott is the franchise quarterback for the Cowboys, and nothing is going to change that in the foreseeable future. However, there's always a risk of injury in the NFL, and the Cowboys can't afford to ignore that. Prescott has been remarkably durable since becoming the starting quarterback in 2016. But his injury history, particularly the serious ankle injury in 2020, means that the Cowboys need to have a backup who can step in and keep the offense afloat if needed. Adding Beathard doesn't change anything about Prescott's status, but it does provide the Cowboys with an additional layer of security, which is exactly what a smart team would do. So how does this move impact the rest of the NFC East? It's clear that the NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions in the league, with each team vying for dominance. The Philadelphia Eagles are coming off a Super Bowl victory. The New York Giants are a rising force, and the Washington Commanders have a talented roster with a solid defense. The Cowboys, while always one of the most talented teams in the division, are in a bit of a win-now mode, and adding a player like Beathard could give them the extra boost they need to go far in the playoffs. With a stronger backup quarterback situation, the Cowboys can feel more confident about staying competitive, regardless of what happens with Prescott. However, the decision ultimately comes down to the Cowboys' front office, who will need to evaluate whether adding Beathard is the right move for their roster. On the downside, Beathard has had some inconsistency throughout his career, and while he's shown flashes of potential, he hasn't necessarily been able to put it all together on a consistent basis. It's also worth considering how he would fit into the Cowboys' offensive system and whether he could make the transition quickly enough to be a reliable backup. So, Cowboys fans, what do you think? Is CJ Beathard the right fit for the team? Would you feel comfortable with him as the backup quarterback behind Dak Prescott? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Cowboys news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.